Well, it wouldn't surprise me, White Fang. 100% wouldn't surprise me. Radovid 5 the Stern. The hard slog to greatness. Ooh, dang it. Okay. This is one of the longest ones I've seen. To which brings us to the epithet of the current ruler of Redania, the Stern. Allow me to diagnose the causes and consequences of his appellation. Firstly, the seeds of Radovid's sternness were surely planted in his childhood. When Radovid was born to King Vizimir and Queen Hedwig in 1255, his care was immediately entrusted to Philippa Alhart, the court sorceress. While none dared question if she was fit for the role of tutor, few now envisage her as having been a warm caregiver to a young child, and whatever harsh lessons she gave Radovid clearly left a lasting mark. The next step on Radovid's path becoming the Stern. The death of his father when Radovid was but 13 years of age. Though rumor has it father and son barely knew one another, the mere fact of being thrust into one's inheritance at such an early age and in such murky circumstances must have had a hardening effect. Finally, the Regency finished schooling Radovid towards becoming the Stern, led by Sigismund Dijkstra of Tredegor. The Regency Council imparted upon Radovid a style of politics seeped in... What is that? Dijkstra's aggressive, no-holds-barred reason of state first principles. I need to look up some of these names because I don't know how to say them. I don't know how to pronounce some of these names. Such are the causes of Radovid's temperament. Now on to the consequences. Most manifestations of his fierce manner are well known. However, a few illustrative examples might prove useful here. They include his summoning of the Order of the Flaming Rose to be his armed enforcers, his later support for the witch hunters in the Zealous cause, and finally it is the massacre at Loch Muin. Yet it is in the fight against Nilfgaard that Radovid proved himself truly the Stern. While the forces of the other realms disintegrated in the face of the Empire's onslaught, he has strengthened his own realms and taken command of the joint armies of the North. Whatever their opinion of him before, all clear-eyed observers now agree. Radovid V, known also as Radovid the Stern, is the North's last bulwark against Emir's expansion. Power. Hey, Platinum, how you doing? Well, White Fang, I've already started reading them. Like, I've read literally everything I've picked up. So, like, if I can't seem to stop myself now. It's just gotta happen. It's just gotta. Wait, can I leave out the building? I'm doing great. I'm doing great. We're trying to find Dandelion currently. We just talked to this Rosa. Wait, what was her last name? Rosa something. Rosa and her sister, the twins. The twins. That makes it easier to remember. And as far as the Griffin gear goes, man, I'll just find it. I've like... I have this thing about... I feel really guilty if someone tells me. Oh, a person. No, the twin sisters. Rosa and her sister. You, do swordplay with one. Like, one's the, hands-on chick, the other one's the really girly one. One's, yeah, anyways. Ballads and Hymns. The Woven Storm. These scars long have yearned for your tender caress to bind our fortunes, damned what the stars own. Rend my heart open when your love profess, a winding, weaving fate in which we both atone. Chorus. You flee my dream come the morning, your scent berries tart lilac sweet. You dream of raven locks entwisted, stormy, of violet eyes glistening as you weep. 2. The wolf I will follow into the storm, to find your heart is passion displaced, by ire ever growing hardening into stone, amidst the cold to hold in a heated embrace. Chorus. You flee my dream come the morning, your scent berries tart lilac sweet. To dream of raven locks entwisted, stormy, of violent eyes glisten as you weep. 3. I know not if fate would us live as one, or if by love's blind chance we'd been bound. The wish I whispered when all it began, did I forge a love you might never have found. Chorus. You flee my dreams come the morning, your scent berries tart lilac sweet. You dream of raven locks entwisted, stormy, of violent eyes glisten as you weep. Whatever, sure. Royal lineages of the North. Cyrilla, Fiona, Ellen, Rhiannon. Born in 1251, heiress to the throne of Sintra. Princess of Brugge and Duchess of Sodden, heiress to... Wait, hold on, I've read this before. Yes, yeah. That one, it has like three lines of one name. Ooh, diplomatic report though, what's that? Okay. To His Imperial Majesty Emhyr var Emrys, Emperor of Nilfgaard. Since the time of my last report, remarkably swift progress has been made, and sentiment in the city has been crystallized. If anyone previously believed the ongoing war did not concern the free city, not a single resident now doubts the further course of the conflict will be determined within its walls. Our agents have confirmed earlier reports contending that King Radovid has important plans for Novigrad, and lately we have observed an increase in the agent's activity as well as the spread of his propaganda. His prime objective seems to be the seizure of the wealth held by the Church of the Eternal Fire. Yet, though Hierarch Himmelfart officially ruled the city, true power in the hands of local crime lords. I recommend the Emperor's agents focus further activity in that direction. Henry var Adar. I think, how did they say that? They said it like Atar or something like that. Atar. By decree of His Imperial Majesty, Ambassador of the Empire of Nilfgaard in the free city of Novigrad. Yeah, I'm not rereading like the extras, but I'll read them once for sure. Luckily, there's a whole lot of like copies, so I got nervous at one point. The Horse Whistler. Breaking in a horse psyche is a simple matter of instilling your will as the rider into your mount, acquiring its trust and training its obedience. Horses are intelligent, noble beasts, so they should be treated with tenderness and decisive and firm energy. Mayer, the unquestioned authority in this area, emphasized that when training one's mount, a rider must eternally on the lookout for errors in this training itself. Every time the taming process ends in failure, the rider must look for the blocking error first of all in its own action, secondly in the horse's anatomy, and only in the last resort by concluding the horse has a natural difficult temperament. Adhering to this principle protects one from the undue punishment, which destroyed the possibility of reaching an understanding between rider and mount and make it impossible to gain the animal's trust. So since I'm reading like all of them, it's going to be... We've already read a huge chunk of them. But, like, the further we go, the less we'll have to read. Due to, like, finding copies and stuff. Yeah, it's kind of hard to read all of them out loud sometimes. I mean, I got to make sure I stay hydrated and keep my like throat moist, or I'll lose my voice. But I'm dedicated. This seems like a bad idea. What's this way? Oh no, that's back the way I... Oh, gosh. Hold on. Is this a... This is a trap. If I go that way, can I get out? Oh, well, I think I can. Alright, well. For science. Can I get up here? Not... Well... Nope, won't let me. Okay.
Thinking punishable by death.
We know how to disavour.
Excuse me. I'm looking for Marabella.
I am she. Wait outside. Class is in session.
Oh wait, I finally got emotes? I should have always had emotes. Oh, you gotta go, White Fang? Okay, man. It was glad seeing... Or I was glad to see you. We'll see you later. You have a wonderful day or night. I don't know what it is for you. And we'll see you next time.
I'll wait.
It won't take long. It turns out he'll not come after all.
Why not?
A rat bit him, and he's caught a fever.
Where'd you get bit? It hurt him much. Will he die?
It's
Never
night
die
for me.
from rats, stupid.
Yes, you do. Just the other day I saw a witch hunter tell a man, "You rat," and then he killed him.
Liar.
That's enough. We're done for the day. Gather your things and go home.
Wonder if the rat catcher will get well.
Like as not.
How do you know?
Mum says that if he but catches a cough, he's as good as in the grave. And this one's got a fever.
Now can we talk?
Yes. What do you want?
I know you saw Dandelion recently.
Oh, yes. Longest afternoon of my life.
He read you his poems.
No. We perused the illustrated guide to fungi.
Maybe... No. Won't even try to guess why he wanted to do that.
Mold. That was his interest. When his hand abandoned my knee to point at a figure of penicillium, I knew the fire between us had died. Permanently.
See Dandelion after the fungus incident?
No. I even considered granting him another chance. His heart of hearts is pure gold. He simply needs a bit more discipline in his life. But he never came back to see me. So I thought if it's done, it's done.
Thanks for your help. Farewell.
She seems nice. I mean, we'll see. And more ballads. Winter, the first scent of autumn can be smelt. The sense of words is gone in a blink. No changes in view, it's what they felt. Tears of diamonds, your lashes sink. Your home all surrounded by snow. Glassy frost covers rivers and lakes. That's the way it must be, please don't show his yearning and grief on your face. When the spring comes along with the rain, the sun will warm us both. That's the way it must be for we burn with fire eternal like hope. It's finally starting to get the hang of that one. It only took like the whole ballad. I'm thinking he went missing probably around the same time that she last saw him.
My dad doesn't like us very much.
Now who started this war? What's he doing here?
A thought occurred to me. I found a dead body behind Rosa and, gosh darn it, what was their names? Where is that? Rosa Var Atars, and I don't remember her sister's name. But either way, I found a body behind their house, and I didn't have an option to bring that up.
No loitering round here. Look awfully suspicious to me, tramp.
Welcome. Do come in.
I'm a friend of Dandelion's, looking for Elial.
You've come to the right spot. How might I be of service? Need something shortened? Patch your trousers, darn your socks.
You Elial?
Yes. Now pick your jaw up off the floor.
Sorry, I thought Elial was one of Dandelion's girlfriends.
Oh, so it's that. Wait here.
Uh-oh.
Any better?
So you're...
Elial.
Did you and Dandelion... I mean... How did you two meet?
I met him one night in a tavern. He was blind drunk.
Don't think I want to know what happened next.
Oh, stop. He wasn't so drunk as not to figure it out. Besides, men don't interest me. I told him that from the start. Luckily, Dandelion's an open-minded fellow. We had a lovely evening. He became a loyal customer afterwards.
Fantastic. That's what's up.
Dandelion visit your shop often?
I tried many times to talk him into a decent doublet. Sadly, he'd only come in to get a button reaffixed or a hole patched.
When'd you last see him?
Some time ago. He brought in one of Zoltan's jerkins, insisted I sew on an extra pocket. Odd as requests go, I had the distinct feeling he'd actually come to talk.
What did you and Dandelion talk about? He asked about anything in particular?
Let me think. Had an ordinary chat, really. Although, indeed, he did keep asking about Kalkstein. If Dandelion and I hadn't laid our cards on the table at the start, I might have suspected he had a history with the alchemist. He spoke like a lovesick beau. In fact, he desperately wished to meet with him.
Kalkstein's in Novigrad? Wouldn't mind seeing him myself.
You're too late, I fear. The witch hunters nabbed him recently, burned him at the stake in Hierarch Square. But as he perished, ooh, the goings-on, impressive. Fiery beasts circled his pyre, then rose into the sky and exploded to form letters.
Really? What did they spell?
Radovid sucks flaccid cock.
Out with a bang, I guess. Oh, man.
I know this is none of my business, but why do
I dress up? As a child, I dreamt of becoming a Doppler when I grew up. I became a tailor instead. Discovered clothing. Costumes can express all the complexities of one's personality. I'm a Redanian countess one day, a dockside thug the next. That is true freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Have you never thought to become someone else? Even for a moment? Must be horribly boring being a witcher all the time.
I managed to stay interested. Thanks for
That
your
your
help.
sister, she's cute. Well, I mean,
Nice to meet you.
you know,
I
it
can
runs
help
in the
with
family.
Much more. If you need new trousers or a vest, you know where to find me.
My beard's better, though. Now, if my sister ever makes an account and stops here, either one of them, yeah, I didn't say that. Okay. Alright. Man, maybe I should have went to the closer one. I did not think that this one was all the way out here.
Wonderful.
What the absolute heck? Where is it? What? Well, I'm certainly not running all the way over there. Huh? Wait a second, what?
So buckwheat millet, they said. It'll pay off, they said.
There was another dot here and now it's just like gone. Or am I tripping? I could have swore there was another one. Are they in this house? I was just imagining things, I guess. Well, this is the laundry place. I saw a flyer for this.
I will get you every last copper, with interest. Give me a week, please.
Horson's no banker. He's an honest man. You pay on time, you get protection. You don't pay...
Help!
What you hollering for, stupid wench? What are you hoping for? A knight in shining armour?
Close enough.
Keep out of this, greyhead, not your concern.
Take this coin and leave.
That ain't how it works. Vespula's to pay or be taught a lesson.
Already given her a verbal reprimand. Now go, before I teach you a lesson.
Come on. Gold's gold.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. To think there are men who'll help a stranger out of the kindness of their hearts.
Not entirely out of kindness, and you're not entirely a stranger.
What are you... Oh, I know you. You're that witcher took Dandelion out whoring. Gerald, right?
I need to know
Not
this.
Gerald. Geralt.
Oh. Dreadful sorry.
Explain something if you don't mind. You say I took Dandelion out whoring.
So he said. Claimed I was his one and only. But he fell in with the wrong folk. You and that dwarf who always looks like a cow licked him. Said you two were a bad example. Wine, women.
Song. He picked that habit up from us too? Gotta have a word with him. What do you think? Where could Dandelion be?
Probably out whoring. That horse pheasant. That lying scoundrel.
Ouch. What did he do to get your goat?
Same thing as ever. Prize bullshitter came back saying it was till death do we part this time. And no more than a week passed before I spotted him in Harbourside, strolling with some trollop on his arm. 'Twas the last straw. All those questions about the washerwomen at the bathhouse, then this. I beat him black and blue and threw him out on his ear.
Dandelion ask you about other washerwomen? Not terribly subtle even for him.
Maybe he likes some sudsy.
What up, Vita? How you doing?
Maybe. But what did he ask about, exactly?
Oh, this and that, really. What's it like at the bathhouse? Have I got any friends there? What are their working hours? I don't know. Maybe he's looking to hire one for his tavern. Maybe I got all in a huff for no reason.
This woman he was with in the harbor. Who was she?
Claimed she was his niece from Kovir. Ha! Horvir, more likely. Corset so tight her eyes were popping out her head. His too, come to think of it. An artist or a whore. Doesn't much matter as they're one in the same.
I've been doing alright, man. Been getting by. How about you? It has been a minute.
Thanks for your help. Listen, when I find Dandelion, anything I should tell him?
No. I mean, tell him he's a two-faced snake, but it would be nice if he dropped by.